all these regions together, the biting poverty. Although at varying levels, as illustrated in the Poverty Index report by Uganda Bureau of Statistics. While several factors are considered when measuring poverty, incidence and intensity remain outstanding metrics, and several Ugandans are trapped in driving factors such as unemployment and poor payments. In the lead up to poverty eradication, several initiatives such as the Poverty Eradication Action Plan have been implemented, pulling together both the illiterate and the educated. Among the many is the Job Creation Awareness Training, a week-long initiative by MTAC, targeting youth and the uneducated, as it's implemented across the country to promote entrepreneurship. To understand how important it has been, we decided to capture the progress in different regions. Let's start with Eastern Uganda before we bring in West Nile, Madi Okolo in particular, Kabale in the southwest, and Zirowe, a town in Luwero, about 60 kilometers away from the capital, Kampala. But before that, a snippet into the job awareness training and an understanding of the implementing institute is critical. 2 years after independence, in 1964, government put in place a plan to offset any crisis similar to what Uganda is currently witnessing: rampant unemployment, poverty, and unskilled labor. On 14th July 1964, MTAC, short for Management Training and Advisory Center, with support from the United Nations Development Program, was inaugurated. The deal was to create skilled labor as laid forth by the International Labour Organization. This would go ahead to support innovation and start off new businesses and jobs, and it's profoundly known for the much-needed tertiary education.
MTAC is a public tertiary institution established in 1964 with the sole mandate of promoting enterprise development through training and advisory services. We operate physical centers in 6 districts: Nakawa in Kampala, Luwero, Ntungamo, Mbarara, Iganga, and Mbale. But our model goes beyond the physical outreach centers, that even where we do not have the physical offices, we are able to reach to the people in partnership with the local governments to give them the requisite skills that they need. And you realize this job creation awareness training program that I've been implementing, actually most of the participants, the beneficiaries, are from districts where we do not have physical appearance.
But today's focus is beyond the tertiary education for the enrolled students to something special. There is an all-open skilling initiative, the Job Creation Awareness Training. 2011 gave birth to this retooling project, a one-week training intervention. So, what exactly does it offer? That is one of the many lovely cultural melodies that speaks millions of aspects about the Basoga people, a culture woven in love, gentleness, and hospitality. But that isn't all. Iganga is one of the many districts in Busoga sub-region that constitute the poverty-ridden, especially in rural communities. According to a recent World Bank report, Busoga sub-region ranks the poorest at 41.7%. And according to the latest labor force survey by Uganda Bureau of Statistics, the sub-region's working age group is at 53.1%, and the district's working population spread across employment, apprenticeship, subsistence agriculture, and other.
We look at customer care. 3, we look at marketing. Then 4, of course, we also look at bookkeeping and its relevance in entrepreneurship development. Then we also look at the existing materials within an area where our trainees have gone, engage the participants on the kind of products that can be made using the available raw materials and can be ready for sale.
Uganda's labor force stats offer binding leads to the current situation. The latest labor force survey report by Uganda Bureau of Statistics dates 1% post-primary and secondary training, 3.2% completed secondary, and 14.2% primary. 23.3% attained short-term In the chest of luscious green hills and valleys sits Kavale, part of Kigezi sub-region, bordering Rwanda and many other districts. While it's a marvel, thanks to its beautiful topography, the largely agrarian communities, especially in rural areas, are poor, and the women are pushing for empowerment and self-sustainability. Primarily, concentration has been on farmlands, cultivating vegetables, Irish, sorghum, and sweet potatoes. But now, to the women in Muyumbu Parish, MTAC has introduced something special.
Many as of now, and more are joining us, having seen the good stuff we are doing. Washing and liquid soap that we have learned to make. Although we have not gotten enough capital, we are producing and selling. Now we want to as well produce Vaseline. What I have harnessed most in the MTAC training is soap and pad making. Because for the pads I no longer go to shops to buy, I make them. Since I'm a tailor, I will use the attained skills to benefit myself and friends.
In these hills, the beneficiaries are women and youthful girls. Their current plans and hope are much bigger than previously.
We are to sit and plan for the money we have, buy raw materials and make both bar and liquid soap. As we women shall have our own for washing, bathing, and since we can make even the Vaseline, we shall smear ourselves and look beautiful other than trailing our men and begging them for everything. As women in Muyumbu Parish, the begging will be reduced.
Kansime Alice is a businesswoman and one of the group members. Since she owns a small shop, this has been used as an instant sales point for the made products.
I own a small business in the village. I help our group, taking up some of the made products like liquid soap and others into my stock so that people can buy them. I thank Emitak for the skilling initiative which has
giriza abantu okukola ebintu ebyenjawulo okuyimiriza omutindo gwabwe embeera yaabwe ya bulijjo n'embeera yaabwe ey'enfuna enyingiza economic empowerment and social empowerment. Batuyigiriza okukola ebintu ebyenjawulo nga sabbuuni ow'ebitole, sabbuuni ow'amazzi gwe tuyita liquid soap, ne batuyigiriza okukola briquettes amanda ago agali exotic agatuyamba okekkereza obutonde bw'ensi, ne batuyigiriza okukola ebizigo, the jelly and then the herbal Vaseline. Ebyo nababikola babituyigiriza ntubikola bulungi. Ne tutandikako n'okuyiga kye bayita pavers, twazikola koko, though it was not something that was taken into much consideration because of the accessibility of the raw materials. Nenazo twaziyiga era abavubuka olabye abavubuka abamukuffe abali wana abavubuka abadde boogera that have been interviewed kye kintu kye baagala okwenyumirizaamu ennyo. So ebintu bino bye baatuyigiriza byakyusa nnyo obulamu bw'abantu.
So among the products that have consistently sounded out are making pavers, making jelly, making soap, both bar soap and liquid soap, making pads, making textbooks, making bakery products like daddies and the like. So all this, in consultation with the trainees, we are able to train people on how to do these things in that 1 week training intervention. And we do not have any minimum academic qualifications for anyone to enroll in this program. And this program, unlike the other programs offered by the institution, is entirely free.
At a time when university education is at the climax and at the same time ineffective as graduates fumble to secure jobs, there seems to be ground for prosperity of tertiary and vocational education and skills such as those offered in the project, key to initiating startups.
The attitude is changing. Gone are the days where people used to be much focused and emphasize white-collar jobs. I've given you an example of MTAC that when we also started this program, our thinking was that maybe this will help people who have not gone to school. But I've been amazed that most of the people that are enrolling on this program are actually graduates. So you see, you don't have to be, even if you are a PhD holder, there are basics that can make you survive, you know, and you can create a meaningful impact on the lives of the people. Look at most of the successful entrepreneurs. They are into production of soap, they are into production of eats and whatever, you know. And these are people with very good qualifications up to PhD level.
Currently, the employment and labor challenges have thrust pressure for a revised national approach towards labor and education.
Actually, the government, when you look at the curriculum development processes now, when you look at the revised O-level curriculum, the focus is on skills, enabling these young people to produce, to be in position to produce something. You recall during those days, there used to be a subject called handwork in primary, that by the time someone has completed P7 is able to produce certain things, maybe mats, maybe chairs, maybe what. The designers of this curriculum had the intention that even if you don't continue with education, there is something you can do and is ready for sale. You can sell it to the market. So the government, to me, is on the right track in emphasizing skills. But skilling a population is not only a responsibility of a government, but also the parents. Some of this starts from our households. How do we tune our children towards the skilling? The kind of attitude, what do we promote? You find that some of our colleagues, some of our